Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design, and it's November. What that means is it's time to get busy making our Christmas cards. And I know sometimes it's hard to find a little inspiration, and there's nothing to inspire you better than having a new style of card to make. So today I'm here with the gorgeous Vintage Christmas collection. This is Authentique's 2017 Christmas collection, one of them. They have more, which I will be sharing with you. But just so you can kind of get an idea, look, ooh, I love these stamps. Just gorgeous vintage colors, vintage images. Look at the snow globes, so beautiful. Really cute images. They're make for a very easy Christmas card making experience. And then there's these beautiful focals. This is the 6x6. I did use this a little bit, but mostly I used the 12x12 collection because it comes with these wonderful stickers, which are just a card maker's best friend. So 12x12 Authentique Vintage Christmas collection. And today what I have for you is a trio of Z-fold cards. Fancy fold cards are one of the most popular things for card makers to make, and the reason is they have a really big wow factor. And you might think that these cards are super difficult to make, but today I have a tutorial for each of these cards. We'll actually assemble the cards, the embellishments, the whole thing together. But a Z-fold has this called that because it has a Z fold in it. And this one is 5 inches tall by 12 inches wide, and I'll show you how to build the base, but I've decorated this up. Each of these has a gift card holder. Here I've used a circle die to cut out the card focal and just layered up some dies and some pretty bows and petaloo flowers and pearls and all kinds of things, and then it opens out like this. How fun is that? You've got your sentiment here, a little more embellishing, a cute little tag from that sticker collection I was telling you about. And then here's your gift card pocket on the side. And tucked into the gift card pocket is this little gift tag where you can write your message. You can put tickets in there, gift cards, you can put chocolate, you can put tea bags, whatever strikes your fancy. So that is just a standard Z-fold. And that's the first one that I'm going to show you how to make in the tutorial that follows. Then this next one is super fun. This is also, all three of these are gift card holders because I know a lot of us give gift cards. This one is 6x6 square, and this has an interactive mechanism, which is just really fun. So again, I've used one of the cute focal images. I've layered some little glitter snowflakes, die cuts, paper, but this one will stand on its own, which is really fun for display. I know you can't see that, but you get the idea. Pretty little bow treatment with a little metal snowflake, fancy buttons, a little gingerbread man, because look, she's making gingerbread men. How cute is that? And then this is how this card works. This flap lifts up. Isn't that cool? And here's your gift card holder, and you can put a tag or tickets or gift cards or chocolates or candy cane, whatever you want to put in there. And I've just decorated this up with stickers from the collection. And then this part with this pretty postage stamp border folds down. And here is your sentiment and another sentiment panel, and just really fun. I love this Z-fold card design. So that's kind of like a Z-fold easel card. Try saying that 3 times really fast. And then the third card I'm going to show you how to make today is also a 6x6 card. And this is a Z-fold pop-up card. These are super popular right now. Everybody's making them on the internet. I modified this to fit the size that I like to work with. So 6x6 and cute little cutaway on the front with some little poinsettias and ribbons, and then it has this really fun new Christmas silhouette die from Spellbinders. And look at this. This opens out like this. So it can be displayed on a mantle or a side table, and it's a dimensional card, which is super, super fun. And I put another little one of those die cuts here, die cut star from the patterned paper, the greeting, and then here's your little gift card over here where you can pop in a chocolate or a little itty bitty tag or whatever you'd like to do. So these are the 3 cards that we're going to make together today. Grab a notebook so that you can write down measurements, but honestly, these are super easy to make. I think you're going to just fall in love with them, and you're going to have more fun than you've ever had making your Christmas cards before. So I'm going to stop, get my stuff together, and we will start by making the standard Z-fold card. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so let's get started making this first Z-fold card. And I'll just go over the materials you're going to need first. You're going to need, this is Authentique's Artisan cardstock in red. And then I have the 12 by 12 collection kit, which has these pretty stickers. We're going to use those. And we're going to need Vintage Christmas 11. We're going to use this image of the Christmas lady decorating the tree and the sentiment. And we're going to need Vintage Christmas 1 with the snow globes, and we're also going to use this pretty diagonal Christmas stripe on the back side. And then we're going to use Vintage Christmas 10. We're going to use the Christmas Carol paper, and on the back side we're going to use this pretty holiday diamonds. And then you're also, I use some dies. This is not essential. I just dressed this very simple card design up. I used the largest Spellbinders Classic Ovals Large. I used the largest beaded oval, and I used the largest and then the next size of this Oval Majesty. And then for embellishing, I used these Petaloo floral picks, but you can use anything, and also some ribbon. We'll get to that. So the first thing you're going to do is cut your paper. You're going to start with 12 by 12 paper. You're going to leave it 12 inches wide, but you're going to cut it so that it is 5 inches, 5 inches tall. Then you're going to place it on your scoreboard, and this is probably the easiest of the fancy fold cards to make. You're going to love this and want to make it a lot. So you're going to score at 6, and then you're going to move 3 inches to the left, and you're going to score again at 3. And you are done scoring. How easy is that? So now what you're going to do is fold in half and burnish the fold on the 6 line, and then where the 3 line is, you're going to fold it back to the spine of the card to make this, it ends up being 6 inches by 5 inches, and it's going to open like this. Can you see that? So you've got this really fun little kind of interactive element here. Now, as with all my cards, I like to start making my cards on the inside. So I'm just going to open this out, and on this right hand panel, I cut a piece of the snow globe paper to measure 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. I always like to leave a little border around the edges of my card, and we're just going to go ahead and glue that down. I'm using Art Institute Dries Clear Adhesive, but you can use your favorite adhesive. I just happen to really like wet glue because I have a hard time getting things straight, and this gives me that extra half second to straighten things up. I should have mentioned, you want to ink the edges of this panel with Gathered Twigs Distress ink just to kind of take care of that raw edge. So taking the sentiment panel from the other side of our focal image, I trimmed down the sentiment to measure 2 3/4 inches by 4 inches. And then I double matted it on both the Artisan Red and then some gold metallic. And then across the top I use stickers. I use the diagonal stripe here, and I use this fun little Christmas candy cane scallop here. And then I just took my Petaloo picks. I have a little tool that I use. It's kind of like a stylus. Yeah, here it is. This, I think Prima makes this. And I use this little end, and I just take the twiggy ends of the picks and I curl them around that to make them look finished. So we're just going to glue this. And I apologize for my voice. I am suffering from fall allergies. Ragweed here in the South, ragweed is everywhere. And I just want to check the placement of that. That looks really good. So just glue that down. And then I always like to just press a little bit with a clean paper towel because that helps spread that glue out. And if I've got any that have run over. Now we're going to make our gift card pocket. And for that, we're going to use the diagonal stripe that's on the back of the snow globes paper. And you're going to cut another panel that is 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then use a circle punch to just add a little thumb hole here. And we're just going to quickly and lightly ink the edges with gathered twigs. And then on the back of this, I've already placed 1/8" score tape. And you're just going to do the 2 sides and the side that's opposite the thumb hole. And this is going to make our little gift card holder. Because if you glue the whole thing, you can't get a gift card in there. All right, and this is going to go on this panel. And we're just going to line this up. Just like that. So, see, very cute. And then I just use the same candy cane border that's here. And do you see how this all, like, this is just really good design. To repeat patterns, to repeat colors. It just makes for a really pleasing experience for the eye. Then I took this cute little Merry Christmas tree sticker, double matted it again on the artisan red and my metallic gold that I had in my stash. I've had it so long I don't even know where I got it, but any metallic gold would work. And we're just going to glue this, I think I like it right there. And then I had another little teeny tiny, I love these little teeny tiny stickers from the sticker sheet, and I matted it on gold. And we're just going to put this one down here that says Be Merry. And then I've got this little cute little poinsettia cluster. We're just going to kind of ink the edges a little bit. And because I've touched the back of it repeatedly, I'm just going to add a touch of glue. And we're going to glue that at the base. And we're almost done here. Let me see. Do I have anything else? Yes. And I have this sweet, other little sweet Christmas flower cluster. Same thing. We're going to just lightly brush the edges with gathered twigs. And this is going to go in this opposite corner to just kind of balance it out. And then if you want to make an insert, I cut another one of those fancy oval from the gold. It was out, I was die cutting, why not? And then I cut with my standard ovals some more of the music paper, and then I put this pretty sticker from the collection, and this can slide in the pocket and you can write your personal note there. And you can put chocolate, you can put a tea bag, you can put money, you can put tickets, you can put, I mean, whatever you want can go in that pocket. So there is, oops, I almost forgot. Then just to dress up this little bottom corner, this is another one of the little tag stickers from the collection. Double matted this on red and gold. Cut a slit, ran some little snowflake ribbon, little tiny jingle bells, and then I backed it with, I save all my shipping boxes that my design team stuff comes in, and I use that instead of foam tabs. And we're just going to set this right in this corner, just like that, because I want to elevate it, and you'll see why in a moment. So that finishes the inside of the card. Then just fold this flap over. This goes together really fast. So I have this fun diamond print. I've already inked the edges. And this is also 2 3/4 by whatever that measurement I kept saying, because all these panels are the same. Hold on, I'll measure it for you. Yeah, 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. So, and I had used removable tape to kind of practice making the card. So I'll just clean that off. Then we have another panel. This is just a scrap that I had from another card that I made, and it measures 1 3/4 inches by about 4 1/4, and I double matted it. I just like the contrast of this dark against with this paper. It kind of anchors the design, and I love this pattern. So we're just going to glue that down and just line it up straight. I'm using the points of my triangles here to help me get that straight, and that looks pretty good. I have a hard time seeing straight because I have a really bad astigmatism, but I just knocked the camera. Hold on. Sorry about that. And then here's our focal image, and I cut her out with the largest Spellbinders oval die. Then I cut the beaded ovals out. I ran just a light layer of this Art Institute Dries clear glue, sprinkled it with Stampendous Shabby Ivory embossing powder, and heat embossed it. Then I backed this beaded circle, I don't know if you can see that, with more of my waste chipboard, the largest, what is the name of that? I can never remember the name of that die. Oval Majesty. And this is going to go right here. We're just going to glue. Now when you're gluing this down, you don't want to glue the whole thing because, you know, you have to be able to open the card. So what I'm going to do is use, see, here's my priority mailers. They make great dimensionals, and they're free. So I'm just going to angle these corners a little bit so that they don't stick out. And that's the side that I want it on. So I'm going to run some glue on this. These are tricks of the trade, people. And then just glue the chipboard, see? Just glue this part. Because and glue this right. Make sure I'm straight. That looks good. And then see, this little guy just kind of comes up and over to help hold it closed. Yep, that looks good. And then the last step is adding the bow. And I pre-tied this because it takes me a long time to do my bows. And a lot of you have asked me about my bows, and I'm going to tell you this. I learned how to tie bows by watching the Really Reasonable Ribbon video channel. Really Reasonable Ribbon on YouTube. So just go there, watch, get a bow at all, watch the videos, and you just practice a lot. And it takes a lot of practice. And I'm going to put this bow, I think I like it down there. And so I use hot glue, and I'm just going to put it down here on this bottom corner to kind of frame the card. And you just have to hold it for a second, and then I go back in with my fingers and kind of fluff the loops. But that's it. That was so easy, and it's got a nice wow factor. Also, it will stand on its own, so it's great for display. And what a fun way to give a gift card. So that is Z card number 1. Let me clear up this mess, and I will be back to show you how to make Z card number 2. Okay, we're back, and we're going to make the second style of Z-fold card. This is a really fun one. And for this, you want to start with a 12-inch by 6-inch piece of artisan red cardstock from Authentique. And you're going to lay this on your scoreboard as before. And just like before, you're going to score at 6. Then you're going to move over 3 inches to the left, and you're going to score at 3. Then you're going to fold this piece over, and then you're going to fold this piece back. And there's your Z. Only this time, we're going to do it this way. We're going to do a vertical version of this card. It's really fun. So let me just move my score pal out of the way, and we'll go ahead and get started. So just like before, we're going to start on the inside of our card, and we're going to cover with this candy cane print paper. We're going to cover, let me grab my glue, this top portion. And this paper is cut to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 because I like to have a little border along the edge. And you don't have to do that. That is just my preference, but I think it looks sharp. I like the way it looks. So that's glued down nice and straight. And then we're going to fold this part up, and you're going to cut a piece of the postage stamp paper from Authentique Vintage Christmas, and you're going to glue that down. And this is 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then along the bottom, you're going to put a piece of the candy cane border strip to kind of go along with this candy cane print. We're going to open our card back up, and this little panel right here, you're going to cut a piece of the Letters to Santa paper, and you're going to put this sentiment sticker on it. And again, I have inked all the edges of my paper with Gathered Twigs Distress ink. And again, that is optional. It's just my preference. So there's the first part of the inside. This is a really fun card because it has another mechanism that is a gift card mechanism. So take any cardstock that you want to use, and you're just going to cut it to 5 inches square by 10 inches wide, and you're going to score it down the middle. And this is going to become our gift card insert. So let's just set this aside for the moment. And on the cover of this, I cut a piece of the Christmas Carol paper. I'm going to glue that on the front. Just like that. Perfect. And then we're going to open this. It's okay if you've got a little overlap because we're going to cover this all up. We're going to use the reverse side that has the diamonds. And we're going to ink that, glue that on the top. Line it up, and we can always come back and trim any overhangs if we have them. I'm just going to eyeball this to make sure. Yep, it's looking good. Doesn't look quite straight here. So I'm just going to pick this up. Adjust it just a tiny bit. There, that's good. And then on the bottom, we're going to put the Dear Santa paper, which is the reverse side of the candy cane paper. And that's going to go just below the fold. Be careful not to glue above the fold or below the fold because you won't be able to close your mechanism. Okay, now bring this back in, the card base, and we're going to glue this down on the back, which is the part that we haven't covered with designer paper. You're going to add your glue. And take it right up to that top line, even on either side, and glue that down. So on the top, we're going to put a little gift card holder. And I made this with Tammy Todorow's envelope pocket die. You could use a small envelope. You could, you could make this yourself with the designer paper. But this is a Spellbinders die by Tammy Todorow. And it's the mini envelope pocket. You just get some glue on the back of this. And this is going to go right along the bottom. It's going to overhang a little bit on the top, but don't worry about it because it actually looks really cool. from the outside. And everything looks straight. I'm using those diamonds to help me keep things straight. And that's going to go right there. And that's where your gift card can go, in there. Then we're just going to decorate the front of this. This is the insert. There's a die that's an insert in the mini envelope pocket. And I just cut this out of that really pretty Merry Christmas plaid paper. And we're just going to decorate the front of the pocket with that. Like this. And then this, I love this vintage, look at this vintage Santa, isn't he awesome? And I've just matted him on some gold and red scraps. And he's going to glue down right here. Just like that. And I know he's slightly off center. I want him that way. And then get your sticker sheet and pull off the musical note. And I want this to go so let me just trim that. Set this aside for the moment. This is just going to go right along the top there. I like that. And then this is another little sticker that I just cut out and matted. Oh, I didn't realize you couldn't see what I was doing. Let me bring this down. Sorry, guys. Okay. So you can see I put the pocket here, put a little border strip. Everything's good. Sorry about that. And then I want this to go to the right, like that. And then that's our gift card pocket. You can toss a little chocolate in there, you can toss a little, it's up to you, whatever you like. And then we're going to put our sentiment panel down here, and I think I want this maybe over like, and ink the edges. Just gonna add a little glue on this, make sure you can see what I'm doing. And this is going to go right to the border, like that. And then we're going to glue this down. This is one of the sentiment panels from the cut apart page. Excuse me, my allergies are just horrible today. I apologize. I know I sound like a croaking frog. All right. And to dress that little sentiment panel up, I just added a little scrap of paper here and more of the candy cane border. And now we're going to take our sticker sheet, and I think we'll use Milk and Cookies, and just ink the edges. And because I've had my fingers all over the back of that, we'll put this right in the middle, just like that. So that's the inside of the card done. Folds up, this folds down. Now we're going to decorate the cover. See how fun that is? And you've got that little zigzag edge on the bottom, which actually looks really cool. So the front is going to come together very quickly now. We're going to, I die cut a piece of this Christmas plaid and then double matted it. And the one thing you want to remember is that you don't want the tip of this to go up over the fold, because if you do, when you fold it open, it's, I'll show you. See, if you go up too high, it's going to bend it. So this has to be at the most just level with that. So right about there. Does it make sense? You'll see when we get it all put together. All right. I love this Christmas plaid. It is so pretty. Okay, I like the way that looks, and I'm just going to use my paper towel to burnish it down. All right, and then our little cookie angel is going to go here, but before we put her down, if you go to the Dollar Tree, I'm sure Walmart has these, anybody has them, these little glittery Christmas trees. I want to add these as little accents. So I've got my glue gun. Just going to put a little bit of glue. I cut it in half with my Tim Holtz scissors. And it's not a perfect cut, but it doesn't have to be a perfect cut because, there, I think I want it right about there. We're covering it up, the cut part up. And then this goes here. So we want this over here. Hold on, I need a piece of chipboard to go behind my main image. And again, I use these priority mail. I save them when they send me my design team packages because they work great. So this is going to go on the back of our little cookie making girl. I'm just going to put this right here. So I want this one a little lower. So right there is where I want to glue this one down. Put a nice puddle of glue there to hold that. And of course you won't see the glue with any luck. There we go. All right, that looks good. And then I'm gonna, good thing I'm almost done. My glue bottle's getting really empty here. I'm gonna have to get out another glue bottle before we do the next part. Then our little girl goes just like this. I'm just making sure she's straight. And I'm just going to press her in place. And I've got this cute little gingerbread cookie novelty button. Put a little glue on that. And that's going to go right here. And last but not least, my little bow treatment, which I've already tied, and all I have to do is add the glue. That's going to go right here. I'm just going to hold that in place, and that is it. Get my tails going where I want them to go. That is such a fun card, and once you make the first one of these, you'll want to make a dozen because they're really fun, and it's such a beautiful way to present a gift card. And if you wanted to, you could come up here, and I think I do want to add a little border along the top. Just mark that with my fingernail, and then, oops, I pressed that. There we go. Just trim this. And again, because I've had my fingers all over the back of the stickers, I'm just going to add a tiny bit of glue. But what a sweet card. I love that little image. And really not hard to make. There you go. Easy peasy. And then it will stand up for presentation, which I know you can't see, but it's very cool. So again, this is how it functions. This flips up. Here's your gift card holder, or you can put a little tag in there. You can put a piece of candy in there. This folds down. Here's your sentiment. So it's a really fun interactive card, but super easy to make. That is Z-fold card number 2. and give me a few minutes and I'll be back with Z-fold card number 3. Okay, welcome back. We're going to make this third Z-fold card, and this one the base is made exactly the same as the one we made in the middle. So you're going to cut a 6-inch by 12-inch piece of this red artisan cardstock, score it 6, score it 3, only this one's going to open to this side. Instead of like this, it's going to open like this. So then from the Vintage Christmas collection, cut out a 5 3/4 inch square of this pretty kind of charcoal colored poinsettia print. And glue this down. Or use score tape or whatever you prefer. And that looks pretty straight. Then on this little panel over here, you're going to cut a piece from the 6x6 pad of this pretty pine cone stripe print. And this card will also have a gift card holder, but it has a fun pop-up element that I think you're going to like. Just make sure I've got these even. This needs to scooch up just a little bit. I don't think I'm quite straight there. Just lift that. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. So then fold this, and this is the front of your card. And for this, I use this Nordic snowflake print. Of course, you can use whatever papers you want. Both of these smaller rectangles, remember, are 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. So the measurements for the panels are all the same, and that makes it easy to remember. Okay, so this is where we get our pop-up element. And to do that, you're going to cut a 12-inch strip of your designer paper to about 1.5 inches in width. And then I used this Martha Stewart scallop punch. It's kind of like an eyelet scallop. I don't remember the name. I've had it forever. And you're going to fold this strip in half so that the open end is on the left. Then you're going to turn it over and you're going to fold it again on the back side so that you have a fold that looks like this. And this is going to glue down right along the bottom of your card so that when you open it up, it's going to form like a little pop-up, which is really fun. But before we glue this down, I have this die cut element, and this is a new Spellbinders, one of their new Christmas dies, and I just cut this out of white cardstock, and then I glittered it up with this Ranger bridal embossing enamel, and then I cut a second one out of gold paper and glued it down sort of offset. So before we glue this, we want this little guy, to go right down in this corner like this. And we're just going to glue along the base. So just like this. Don't glue back behind it. Just this, like the ground, just glue the ground. Then I also die cut a star from the 6x6 pad, the Noel, the pretty red Noel print. And this is going to slip. Well, first let's do this. I cut one of the greetings down, matted it, added a little strip of scrap paper to decorate it. And we're just going to glue this. And I used my ticket stub punch to shape the corners. and that's going to go right there, like that. And then the star is going to go like this, and a little piece of it's going to hang over the side, but that's okay. Don't worry about that. So, and again, I cut a piece of gold paper and then glued it behind. They're kind of offset to create sort of a drop shadow. And just kind of position this until you're happy. I think that looks really nice. I like that. Yeah, I like that. And then open this out. And on this middle panel with the stripes, I die cut a gift card holder. And this is 6x6 paper. I think this is from My Favorite Things, and they've discontinued it, but you could use one of Tammy Tutero's mini envelope windows if you wanted to, or actually you can almost just fold a piece of paper. This little pocket measures 2 1/4 by 3. You can put chocolate in there, you can put a little note in there, you can, you know, whatever you like. And then now we're going to, whoops, I should have done this first. I've got this little turn tab that I also die cut. This is the one that goes on the front, and I think I might be okay here. I think I can squeeze that in there. Yeah. Okay, so let me put a little glue along the bottom of this and just kind of tuck it under the edge of my paper on the front, and then open it out, and I'm just going to have to lift this a little bit. See, I'm not perfect either. It's like I tell my granddaughter, everything can be fixed. Don't panic. So we're going to glue this down to match that. And now I'll just take my glue and we'll glue this back, and no one will know the difference. No harm done. There. That's great. And I just like the turn tab. It's kind of a, that's kind of a cool, fun element. Kind of neat. So there's that. Now we're going to deal with this. And again, when you do this, you want to line it up with the edge of your papers, and you only want to glue from here to here, and then on this back side like this. So I like to glue this one down first. Make sure we're straight. That's good. And then this one, I'm going to glue, rather than glue and risk over gluing, I'm going to put my glue, you see that? And then this just folds over nice as you please. So now that we've done that, you can see that's how the pop-up mechanism works. Just don't glue this part in the center, or it won't work. So now what we're going to do, this is another one of those Spellbinder die cuts. And this is one of the few times that I actually really do use foam backed adhesive, because you just really want this to stick, and it's really thin, and sometimes it's just really hard to cut these the right size. So just lay these along the base of the die cut, the part that represents the ground. Oops. All right. Okay, so now that you've got all your die cuts, you're just going to lay this right along the base of your mechanism, and look how fun that is. It opens up. Very cool, very fun. And then I left this open because now I have this little sledding image from the 6x6 that I've cut around, matted, added a little Tim Holtz paper clip, and we're just going to glue this down. Right here, so that it kind of overlaps with the mom's head, which is very cool. In fact, we can even, now we can take our dimensionals, now that we know where things are going to hit, because obviously you don't want to put dimensionals behind here because then you can't work the mechanism. But now that we've got this placed, we can go ahead and we can put our dimensionals in just to give it a little pop-up effect. And let's get one behind the dog, his head. Oops, these are so tiny. Gracious. All right. So there's that. How fun is that? Really cool. Okay, so now we're just going to add our little finishing touches. I took some 3/8 inch Christmas plaid ribbon and just put a little dot of glue on the back. Add that to this corner. And then a little gold, because it's Christmas, and put that right on top. And then one of these cute little petaloo poinsettias right here. And then down in this corner, more like that, and then I've got a little gold string bow. Just gonna put a little glue up in here, and then take the point of my scissors, poke this up in there. Adjust it. There. A little bit of sparkle, a little bit of shine. Really cute pop-up Z card with a gift card holder. Aren't these fun? And if you want to, you can go in, you can certainly take, add a sticker over here. Let me see if I can find one. They're all so cute. This one's really cute, and it looks like it kind of goes with the cover illustration. And just put that right there. Very cute. And if you want to put a little something something right there. I love that they have big stickers, little stickers. So you've got lots and lots of options. Here's a cute poinsettia to go right there to finish off our greeting. And there you have it. Vintage Christmas pop-up cards, Z cards 3 ways. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for joining me, and go get your craft on.